Welcome back, party people. My name is Darrel Wilson, and today in this video, I'll be showing you guys how to make an amazing classified ads website with WordPress. So let me show you the website that we're gonna make today in this video. So here's the classified ads website that we will make today in this video. With this website, you can list classified ads and also let visitors post their ads on your website. You can offer free classified ads, paid ads, and even offer a membership on your classified ads websites. Now, I really like this design. It's clean, it's very simple, and it gives visitors all the information they need about the ads on your website. Here we have a section where we have new and used ads, where we can see the product image and any information about the classified ad. It also displays the amount of views or impressions about that product, and it also shows this really cool trending icon on the top left of the product. Now, these classified ads are paid boosted posts, so they will receive the trending icon to the top left of the ad. Now, when a visitor visits your website, they'll be able to search for classified ads on your website via location. They will also be able to select specific categories and also enter keywords. We've integrated this website with Google Maps, so this will geolocate visitors based off their location to make things real easy for your visitors to search for classified ads on your website. Next, your visitors will be brought to their ads page, and on this page, they can see a list of the ads. Visitors can also filter the ads based off of category, price range, and even search by distance radius. As you can tell, we have a sponsored ad at the top of the page where visitors have paid money to our website in order to boost their ads, and we have several different advertising options for paid users, and we'll talk more about that in the video. Next, we have a single listing page. On this page, it displays the seller's information, the price, and also an overall description about the ad. Below that, we've added important features about the ad or product, and we've also embedded Google Maps to show users where the ad location area is. And below this, we have the related ads, and if you want, users can leave a review for the ad, product, or service that they are offering. Now, what makes the theme really unique is you'll be able to customize the search page and the listing page. There are a few styles on how to customize and design your listing page, so you won't be limited to the default settings. You'll also be able to customize the listing page with various styles like a view grid or a list grid. You may also adjust the colors with a global palette that will allow you to change your entire website scheme in just a few clicks, so you can change your website and all the icons into any color you want with a few clicks. Now let's talk about visitors. With this website, users can come to your website and post their own ads by clicking on the Post Ad button. Here you can select the ad type and also let users categorize their products or services to make your website easier to navigate. Next, your visitors can enter a title, a price, add a condition, put an item type, and then offer some description about the products or services and talk about the features about their ads. Also, if they are a business, they can enter the hours of operation on their advertisement. Next, users can upload images onto your website, and you can set the maximum size just to make sure your visitors don't upload large images to your site. Below that, we have some contact details where they can also select their location by using the Google geolocate option on your website. Now, your visitors will have an option to upgrade their listing. You can restrict the website to paid ads only, and I'll talk more about this in the video. What's also really cool is your visitors will have their own personal custom dashboard where they can update their account details, view all of their listings, and they can also see how their ads are performing. They can see how many times people have viewed the product. They can receive messages from interested buyers with this built-in chat integration system. Also, your visitors can open up their own store on your website. Here, they can customize their profile by adding in banners, they can add in their logo, and they may also input their store schedule and just give some general description about their store. Visitors on your website may also shop by vendors, so if they like a specific product or service someone's offering, they can click on their profile and view all the ads they have listed. This classified ads website comes with several pre-made websites that comes with more than 5 different style homepages, so no matter what kind of niche you're in, this tutorial will work for all type of businesses. I gotta be honest, this classified ads website looks really nice. Now, I spent around $500 and I tested out a lot of WordPress themes. I'll show you more about that in the video, but this theme, it's clean, it looks great, and you can fully customize everything. So I did do a lot of research before we use this specific theme. So we're gonna build your classified ads website in 3 simple steps. All right, so let's set up your classified ads website. For step 1, we will get your domain and hosting. So for example, myclassifiedadswebsite.com, and I do have an exclusive discount for all of you that you'll only find on this YouTube channel. Step 2, I'll show you how to install the WordPress theme and design the website. I'll show you how to customize every part of your website and make it look like a professional classified ads website. And step 3, I'll show you how to configure your classified ads website. I'll show you how to design it, how to add features, and how to accept payments on your classified ads website. Now there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to a page to purchase discounted and fast web hosting. All right, and this is namehero.com. Now, I've been recommending namehero.com for a few years now because they won the fastest web hosting competition in my previous web hosting video. Now, more importantly, we're gonna be using Namehero because they offer cloud hosting. And to use this WordPress theme and to create this website, you need to be using cloud hosting or better. So if you are using shared hosting like HostGator, you cannot use this WordPress theme. So I highly recommend to make the upgrade and switch to Namehero because they are actually a lot cheaper than a lot of other companies and they're a lot faster. So we have 4 different packages. We have Starter Cloud, Plus Cloud, Turbo Cloud, and the Business Cloud. I would personally go with the Turbo Cloud. With this plan, you get NVMe storage. And if you guys don't know, NVMe storage is a lot faster than typical SSD storage. In fact, a lot of hosting companies do not offer NVMe storage because it's actually quite new and it's a little expensive. So I would probably go with the Turbo Cloud plan. You also do get more RAM as well, so you do have a little bit more server performance. So once you are here, you'll click on Order Now. All right, and then right below that, we are going to register a new domain name. So this would be the name of your classified ads website. So personally, I would do something simple, like yellowpages.com. You know how they're simple. Do something like, easyads.com. I mean, that probably is not available, but let's just see if that's available. Easyads.com. I don't think it's available. Let's just see there, though. I really doubt it. Yeah. So maybe like a simple ads, or I don't know. We'll just do simple adstutorial.com or something like that. I don't know, but you would pick your domain name, and you guys also do get a free domain name with this tutorial as well. So let's go ahead and click on continue. Next, you'll select your billing cycle. So you guys can select 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, or even 1 month. However, I do recommend the 1 year because you do get the best discount available, or you do get a bigger discount the more years, but I think 1 year is enough time to see, if this tutorial is for you. And it just gives you a lot more breathing room. 1 month is just not enough time, and I wouldn't recommend the 1 month option. So let's go down here. Well, I'll select 1 year. There we go. I just said 1 year, right? And then I go to the 3 year. Next, we have some upgrades and some packages. Personally, I don't think you need any of these. These are really up to you, but you get backups with WordPress, plugins, and all this stuff. You can get all of this for free. So yeah, once you're here, you'll click on continue on the right side. Next, you have the domain configuration. Now, I highly recommend the ID protection. This is going to protect you against spam, against all these people trying to send you advertisements, because your personal information will be protected. So I highly recommend to do the ID protection. So once you select that, you'll click on continue. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got right here. So for web hosting for the entire year, we get a free domain. You guys have saved 70% off. So for your entire year of web hosting, you'll pay around $100. So it's a really good deal. It's really fast. You guys are gonna love Namehero. They have a really good record. You guys can just go ahead and do some, Google some reviews, and is Darrel a scammer, or whatever you wanna, whatever you wanna Google. And then below that, you will put in your account information and your social. I'm just kidding, guys. No social. You can pay with, oh, look at that. You can pay with Coinbase. Can I pay with Ethereum, or I'm actually interested. Do we have to pay with Bitcoin, or maybe we can do like another cryptocurrency? It's getting wild, man. It's getting really, really high. So you can select your form of payments. And below that, you can say, I have read to the terms of agreement, which I'm sure you guys are all going to read this terms of service, which probably none of you will, but hey, that's fine. And then once you're done, you'll click on checkout. Now, I'll go ahead and go through the process of purchasing a package, and I will meet you in the very next page. All right, and once you guys press OK a few times and you answer some questions, you guys will end up in your client area. So from here, you can access your information, your contacts, you have your domains, and your hosting packages. You should probably only have one here. I do have a few just because I use a lot of them for testing purposes and stuff like that. Now, if you guys have a problem, let's say WordPress didn't install or your SSL is not working, you guys can go to the supports and you can open up a ticket, and these guys will definitely help you out with any website problems that you have. They're really fast and prompt, and they're extremely helpful. So enough of that upselling and all that crap. Let's go ahead and install WordPress onto your domain. Now, if you click on domains here, you should probably see a list of your domain, right? It might have the, it might have the thing checked or not checked. It doesn't matter, but I'll go ahead and walk you through how to get all of this set up today. So first things first, let's go ahead and click on My Cloud. Now you're going to see your hosting package here. So go ahead and click on your hosting package. So it should just be one, right? So I'll click on the Plus Cloud, which is one of my hosting accounts. And then from here, you'll click on Login to cPanel. Now this is where like kind of the magic happens. This is where we install WordPress. This is where we configure PHP settings and all that stuff. And it's really simple to get started. Also guys, before we go on, please make sure to leave this tab open. Do not close this tab because we're going to come back to it a little bit later. So let's go ahead and scroll down here. We're going to keep scrolling. I know there's a lot of options, but we're just going to keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Okay, keep going, keep going. We're going to find WordPress. There we go. So you're going to see Software and WordPress Manager by Softaculous. Go ahead and click on WordPress Manager by Softaculous. Now you guys should have probably nothing here. I have a few domains already, and what you're going to do is that you're going to click on Install. Now you're going to be prompted to install WordPress onto your domain. So the domain that you purchased, we are now going to install WordPress, which is like the website builder where we can install all the stuff and make your site look really cool. So by default, you probably should see your domain right here. There's probably only one available. Go ahead and select your domain. So I'll just select this one for now. And make sure this is HTTPS. Also, make sure nothing is here in the in directory. So make sure that is blank. All right. That's very important. Make sure that's blank because then it's going to install your website into a directory and you don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and scroll down here. So go ahead and put in your username and password. Now, these are the credentials that you need in order to customize and design your website. So please write this down. Don't forget about it. In fact, you will have to change this. So for this tutorial, I'll do classifieds and then I'll put in my email address. Make sure it's an email that you have access to because if you forget your password, it will go directly to this admin email. And then below that, we have select language. So if you guys speak any of those languages, you can translate your entire WordPress backend into various languages. And then below that, we'll go ahead and scroll down. We don't need any of this junk. And then once you are ready, you will click on Install. And then this will install WordPress onto your domain. And there you go. So once you have successfully installed WordPress, you will see this administrative URL. You can go ahead and click right here to log into your website. And there we go. Your website is now live. You can see that we are logged into WordPress. We have our SSL working, our connection secured. Now, if you want to see what your website looks like right now, on the top left, you can click on Visit Sites. And this is your new website. It's pretty ugly. You know, they're using a default theme. They make some really ugly themes for like the default WordPress themes. I don't know why. You know, they're just not as attractive as I was hoping. But that's how we install WordPress onto our website. All right, so now that we've actually got our website up and running, let's go ahead and adjust some general settings. So this is very basic, but we have to talk about it. So let's go over here to Users and go to Profile. Now, if you want to change like the color scheme of your site, you can go ahead and change the color scheme. Let's go ahead and let's do something different, Darrell. You know, I always do modern and midnight. I just feel like they're easier on the eye. You know, it's really easy, right? It's simple. So go ahead and select the color that works best for you. Below that, you can update your email. So if you ever forget your, or you change your email or something like that, you can always go ahead and adjust it here. Below that, now if you guys want to create a new password, just go ahead and click on Set New Password, and then you can always create a new password for your website. And once you adjust those settings, you can click on Update Profile. Now let's go ahead and talk about the general settings really quick. Now these are not mandatory, I just want to show you guys. So many of you watching this probably speak various languages. If we scroll down right here, you can change the entire backend to a different language. So for example, we can change this to something like, I don't know, Spanish, right? And then at the bottom, you'll click on Save Changes, and this will adjust your entire backend to have a different language. So that's how you guys can adjust your languages. You can also adjust the time and the date here. However, I'm going to change mine back to English and go to Save Changes. All right, now the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to adjust our permalinks. So right here, click on permalinks. Now we're going to set this to post name. And the reason why we do this is because when you have a website, you want it to say, you know, your website.com/about us, right? Not all this stuff. And it just doesn't look good. It's terrible. We got to get rid of it. Let's get out of here. So after we've set that to post name, we will click on save changes. So now your site is a little bit more SEO optimized and friendly. Now let's go ahead and click on dashboard up here. All right, guys, now before we go on any further and we install the WordPress theme, for this specific video, we have to make some small changes to our server before we go on any further. Now, this is not complicated. It's really simple, and I'll walk you through on how to do this. I know people get scared when they see server stuff, but don't worry. There's just a few things we have to change. So go back to your cPanel. If you guys don't know how to get there, you guys can go back to your portal, click on get to or log into cPanel, and then it'll take you to this page right here. Once you get here, you're going to type in PHP. Go ahead and click on under the software section, select PHP version. So I have already pre-configured my PHP settings for this video. So all you guys have to do is just copy my settings and you guys are all good to go. So you want to make sure that your current website is under 7.4 or better. You guys can use 7.3, but I recommend having your PHP settings to 7.4 if they are not there already. Once you guys set that, you'll click on options here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. There are some small things we need to change here. So make sure your max execution time is around 300. Here I have put my max input time as 60. We have our max input variables at 2000. This one's very important right here, the memory limit. So you need to make sure that the option is selected to 128 or more. So you can select 128, 256, but for my specific server settings, I found that 128 is optimal. Next, we have the post max size, so you can change that to 64 gigs. And then you have the upload max file size. Now, this is probably too big. So this is basically saying what are the largest files we can upload to the websites, right? So maybe like 16 gigs, you know, that's reasonable, right? That's still a lot, but you know, that's reasonable. So those are my server settings. So we just need to make sure that these settings are in place so we don't have any problems with our WordPress theme and our installation. All right, cool. So you guys have your domain up and your website is now live on the internet. Good job. Now in this next section, I'll be showing you how to install and activate the Classima WordPress theme. I did spend about a week testing out, I spent too long actually testing out a lot of classified ad themes, and there was things I liked about some, things I didn't like about some, and I said, you know what? The Classima WordPress theme has everything that you guys need. It's really easy to follow, it looks great, it has all the features to customize your classified ads website. So let's go back to the video and install and activate the Classima WordPress theme. Let's go. All right, so next let's go ahead and download the WordPress theme that we're gonna use to make our classified ads website. Now there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you directly to purchase the WordPress theme. Now this is the WordPress theme that I'm gonna use. We're gonna use Classima. And I did spend a long time testing out a lot of classified ad themes. In fact, you guys can take a look at my account here. I purchased literally almost every one. You know, I purchased like 5 or 6 or 7, and I tried all of them out, and Classima overall, I feel, is the best one because it just offers the most features compared to other WordPress themes. Now, when you guys get here, you guys will have to purchase it. It's around $49, not too expensive for a classified ads website. If you try to build this website from scratch, good luck. It'll probably cost you 20, 30 grand, but we are lucky we're using WordPress, so we can get it for just $50. So once you're here, you'll go ahead and click on buy now, and then you guys will purchase the WordPress theme. Now, if you are a brand new user to WordPress, it'll be directly available in your account. So you know what's really funny? I actually purchased Classima like a few months ago, and I didn't even realize it until I went through my account, and I think it's on page 3. You guys can see I have a lot of stuff here. You know, you guys can take a look at all my stuff. I have nothing to hide, right? So I think it's on page 3, and it is called the Classima. Here it is. So it'll look like this, but you know, these guys, they change the image sometimes, so you guys just have to find it, but this is the actual product, and once you guys see it, you'll click on download, and then you'll click on install WordPress file only. So go ahead and click on that, and then it'll download onto your computer as a zip folder. All right, so once that's done, you guys will then go back to your website, and we will upload the WordPress theme. So to upload a WordPress theme, you'll go over here to appearance and click on themes. Next, you'll click on add new. So WordPress, like by default, has like, I think it's like 5,000 or almost 10,000 WordPress themes. There's a lot of WordPress themes out there. A a lot of these themes, I'll be very honest, are very limited. There are other themes out there that are actually really good, and I do have a video on, you know, best WordPress themes, but that's for a whole different category. But for the website we're making, we'll be using Classima, which is a premium theme. So right here, you'll click on Upload Theme and click on Browse. Then you'll go ahead and find the file that you downloaded, which should be a zip folder. So it should look like, I think this is it, right? I'll click on Open, and then you'll click on Install Now. Once that happens, it will then install the WordPress theme onto your website. All right, cool. So once you guys have installed the WordPress theme, right here, you'll click on Activate. And awesome, we have now installed the Classima WordPress theme onto our website. Now, if you guys visit your site right here, you know, it will look a little different. You'll see, you know, we got some good stuff going on here. It looks a little different, but we do have to install some plugins in order for it to work. Now, when you install the theme, it's going to tell you to install the recommended plugins. Now, let's say, for example, you close this window and you don't know what the hell to do. Not to worry, over here under the appearance, you'll see install plugins. And this will tell you that the plugins that it needs in order to function. So right here, we'll click on this, and then we'll go to install. So we're going to install all of the plugins on our websites. Once you click that, you'll click on apply. You know what's funny? I tested out maybe like another theme. It was like it was like one of the most highly rated, it was like the most highly rated classified ads theme, and you had to use 20 plugins in order for it to work. And I says, this is crazy. Your website's gonna be drastically slow. So yeah, that was one of my experiences with messing around with a lot of those other themes, is they have too many plugins for it just to work, which is not acceptable, because the more plugins you have, the slower your site will be. So once you guys install those, on the bottom, you'll click on Return to Required Plugin Installer. And now we're gonna activate these. So over here, now we're gonna select Activate, and then click on Apply. All right, so it has successfully activated all of the plugins. So go ahead and click on Dashboard once. Now you'll notice on the left side, we have a lot more options. You know, we even have this, you know, Elementor prompt, which is the page builder. And we do also have this other option, because this is for a plugin, but just click on no thanks. So at this point, we have now installed the plugins for this theme to work. Let's go ahead and import some demo content, and then we'll kind of get everything started from there. So now let's go ahead and import some demo content to make our site look really good. So in order to import some demo contents, they kind of hid it over here, but over here under Tools, you're going to see this Demo Content Install. Go ahead and click on Demo Content Install. Here we have a few options. So we have, you know, Home 1, Home 2, Home 3, and these are just some various layouts that work. Now, I like this theme because when I imported these themes, I got no problems. So it works really well. I did try other themes and I got a lot of problems, and it was a nightmare, and I actually opened up support tickets. But I recommend doing Home 1, and you guys can click on Home 1, and this will help you guys follow along. We can always reset the website and install another one if you want to do that. I'll show you how to do that in just a bit. But for now, let's click on Install, and then click on OK. Now this process might take around 3 to 5 minutes, just depending on, well, we should all have the same time frame because we're all on the same server. So just go ahead and give this around 3 minutes to finish. All right, and once you guys actually import the demo content, it will automatically bring you to your home page. And this is your new website. So just take a look around. You know, let's go ahead and scroll down here, make sure everything imported correctly. You guys can see this, it's a beautiful website. I love the layout of this. I even love like the demo content they've put out here. It just kind of gives us like more ideas on how to implement our websites. Now, again, we can fully customize this page. We're going to talk about that in the very next section. But you guys can just make sure that, you know, everything looks good. You guys can go through all these pages right here. You know, we have Home 1, Home 2. So these are just like the different, you know, the different pages that come with the actual theme. So yeah, here we have the Google Ads, the Google Maps, and it's not connected. We will do that a little bit later in this video, so don't worry about that. And here we go, Home 6. I like this style too. You know, this gets right to the point. It's just like, hey, you know, go ahead and purchase products. I do like this layout. But yeah, you guys can go ahead and check all of these out. So let's go ahead now and go back to our dashboard really quick. I know you guys are excited to, you know, see your website and everything. But let's just go ahead and show you really quick on how to change everything once you actually install it. So let's say, for example, you're working on your website and something bad happens. Let me show you quickly how to reset it. Now, a lot of people, when they're new to WordPress, they might have problems. They might make pages. They might mess something up. Right here, just click on reset. And this will reset your WordPress website. So basically, if you need to reset your website at any time, you guys can go ahead and use this plugin. I'm not going to go through the process of it. However, if let's say the demo content didn't import correctly or something went wrong at all, you guys can use this plugin to reset the website. So it's really, really cool. Now let's go ahead and go back to our tools and go to demo content install. Now at any time, if you want to import another website, just go ahead and click on install and it will import the website for you. However, all of these home pages were created automatically. So these are just the different home pages, and these are all located on the front page right here. Now, I'll talk later about how to apply each of these as your home page when we talk about the theme customizer. But for now, let's just go ahead and keep things basic, and let's just talk about how to actually customize and design this website. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and talk about how to design and customize your classified ads website. Now, at the top of every page, you'll see this Edit with Elementor, and this is what we use in order to design and customize our website. So go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. All right, and here we have some elements you guys can see. Now, for some reason, this just appears like this on the back end. On the front end, it looks fine, but that's just how it is because it's animated. Let's go ahead and scroll down right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick crash course on this builder. I'll just go ahead and briefly explain some of these elements, and then we'll also talk about the radius elements which come with the WordPress theme. So for example, let's just say you want to drag in an element right here. I'll just take this heading text and I will drag it right here. And then here I can change this text to like a, featured ad or something like that, or, oop, I spelled that wrong. And then I will center this. And then also right here, we can go ahead and drag in more elements. So let's say, for example, I want to add in a text editor. Oops, a text editor. I will also center align this under the style section. We have center. And then also maybe you want to add in like a button, right? Just something. Oop, we've got to make sure it's blue. There we go. And then I will center align this. That's a really ugly background color. So maybe like a red background with white text would be more suitable. But that's essentially how the builder works. And whenever you want to add in like more columns, you can take this intersection right here, and then you can go ahead and duplicate that, and you can add in more sections. So here we have 3 columns, right? But I will right click and delete that, and now it's 2 columns. And then from here, you can just go ahead and do the same thing. Now these right here are free elements, and these come with the Elementor page builder for free. These are the pro elements, which are premium. And then you also do have the general elements like an image box, an icon box, and yeah, so maybe over here I will add in something like a, I don't know, they have a Facebook page. They got all sorts of really cool stuff. No, these are the pro elements, sorry. So here we have the icon box or whatever you want to add. So that's just an example. Now, let's say you want to delete this. I can either right click and delete this column, or I can click on this X and that will get rid of the entire section. Now let's say, for example, I want to add like a 3-column row and I want to add in some images, right? Here I will put in the intersection. Oop, got to make sure it's blue. There we go. Let's get rid of this button. It's really ugly. I'll right click and delete that. Now whenever you want to add in more columns, just duplicate. There we go. And over here, I will put in an image, right? Which images are going to be very common. Now, over here, we can go ahead and upload an image. So here I'll click on choose file. So any image that you want to upload, this is the process of how to do it. So right here, you'll click on upload files and then select files. And then from here, you can go ahead and upload any image you want from your desktop. So for example, I'll just go ahead and upload something right here, like, I don't know, some how to put WordPress into a mobile app. And then I will insert the media. And then the image will be displayed there. You can also adjust this image to fit your kind of like criteria. So you can make it bigger, or you can make it smaller, or you can adjust this like that if you want to do that. But for now, I'll right click and delete. You guys can also use the images in your media library. So let's say you've already uploaded an image. Here I'll do image, choose the image, and then we have media library. So now you see that we have the image there, and all the images that you upload to your website will all be available right here. So let's just say, for example, I'll just import this image, and then maybe below that we can add in some text, right? And then maybe right here, this would be like a button, you know, like a call to action where we can tell them to go somewhere. So you can see here how the page builder is really simple to use. Now, I do have a full another video on how to use this builder. It's about an hour and a half long, and I go over in depth on everything, like the padding, the margin, all the elements, the theme builder, the pro version, you name it. It's all in this video. And you can see a lot of people do like it. A lot of people thought it was really helpful. So I will leave this video in the description of this video. I just don't want to cover Elementor because this video can easily get like 3, 4, 5 hours long if we do that. So yeah. So now that we talked about like the basic elements and like the general elements, now let's talk about the elements that actually come with the WordPress theme, which are really cool and really helpful. Now, if we scroll down here to the bottom, you'll see that they are on the left side, and they are called the radius theme elements. We can just refer to them as Classima elements. I think they should call it Classima because it just sounds a lot more easier. But let's just go ahead and delete all this stuff. You know, I don't really want this. I don't want this, and I don't want this here. We'll delete this. I don't want to close this because that'll get rid of everything inside. So I will go ahead and delete that like that. But here we have all these elements, and the best way to learn how these work, guys, is simply by messing around with it. So for example, you know, we have, here I'll click on plus, and I'll just put in a 1-column row. I will go back over here, and I will just start dragging in these elements. Like for example, we have like a section title. I personally don't know what all these do. So you just have to kind of go through all of these. They have style 1, style 2. That looks pretty cool. I do like that. Style 3, and they also have style 4. So for each of these elements, they all have styles, which are really, really cool because usually you have to design everything yourself and it takes a very long time. However, this theme has a lot of elements that are already kind of geared specifically for a classified ads website, which is really, really cool. So you can kind of go through these and just kind of mess around with them, drag them in, see what they do. Like for example, a section title, info box, a counter. What does that look like? A counter. Interesting. Yeah, like a counter, you know, something like that. So yeah, you can just go through those, you know, go get some beer, have some fun, knock yourself out, invite your girlfriend over, and you guys can drag in elements all day and, you know, have a merry, you know, good time. So let's say, for example, I want to talk more about the important elements like the listing and also the category. So I'm more focused on the elements that involve listing my ads instead of these other elements that are more for design. Now, all of these listing modules right here, these will actually show the actual listings that you display or that you add on your website. So for example, we have some listings. Now, these are all demo content. So when you actually create listings, they will all be displayed right here, which is really cool. Now, they also do have various styles, and I really do like that. So they have style 1, style 2. I think I like style 4 the best. No, is it style 6? Yeah, that one's good. Actually, no. I don't like that one. I like 4. 4 is the best. No. It was 3. It was 3. Sorry, my bad. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite style is. I think style 3 is actually really cool. Now, also remember that for every element that you add, there are specific options. So for example, we can display specific categories. So maybe right here, we can change this to like electronics only and then put in the electronics, you know, the electronics section. So like, for example, I'll just borrow this. I'll duplicate this and I'll take this and I'll drag it like that. And now we have like a specific section for electronics if you want to, you know, go that route. Now, also what I do like is the custom fields options. So when we'll create custom fields a little bit later. However, let's say, for example, you want to display more information about the product, like the condition, was it new or used, what's the model number, what's the brand, whatever custom field that you add later, we can add it here, which just gives more information about the product, which I really do like. So I'll go ahead and right click and delete this now. I'm done with that one. All right, we're gonna do a new one here. We're gonna put in a new element. Now there's one I really did like, and I believe it was called the listing tab type. I believe this is the one I really like. Yeah, this is the one I like. So for example, later on when we create products, we can categorize them. And we can categorize them based off new or based off used or any category that you want. We'll change this later from sell and buy to new and used. But here we have different styles, right? And let's say, for example, these are new products. You can put new, and then also for the buy, we can put used products. And then these would be the ads of used products or something like that. So I do like this one. Out of all of them, I thought this was really, really cool. Now there also is one other element that I do want to show you because we are going to create categories later. And I think this might be important depending on if you want to add categories to your site, which a lot of sites do, like Angie's List and a lot of other classified ads websites. So what we can do here is we will go ahead and search for the listing category slider, or we also have listing category box. Now this right here is already listing category box, but if you want to go ahead and just drag it in, you can just drag it in and drop it. So here we have style 1. So if you're running more of like a simplistic website, style 1 might be appropriate. We have style 2, style 3, and we also have style 4. So these are, pretty interesting, but I'll go ahead and right click and delete that. This one right here is the listing category box. And I do like this one probably the most. So it is the listing category box. They're kind of hard to find, as you guys can tell. You have to just kind of skim through these, So for example, the listing category box. And this also has different styles. So we have listing style 1, listing style 2, and then 3, and then 4. Now, I do like this because this, again, helps users navigate your website a lot easier. We will talk more about categories later. We'll also talk more about listing counts. We'll talk more about the colors and everything else. But I just want to get you all comfortable with this builder before I move on to the next section. So on your own time, guys, feel free to use this builder, skim around, check out the elements, mess around with it, get comfortable. I don't want to spend too much time talking about Elementor because this builder we can easily talk about Elementor for at least another hour or two. Also remember that this search has different styles, and this is very important. So this is what we're going to use later to basically make sure people can search on our website. That's really annoying, but just ignore it. Sorry, just bear with me here, guys. It does that only on the back end. So here we have style 1 and also style 2. And style 2 kind of adds this outline in the back, and we can have a light background or a dark background. So if you want to have it more as your brand, you can do that. But I think the dark background style 2 might be a little bit more appropriate, but hell, I'll just change it back to style 1. So whenever you're finished making your changes, on the bottom right here, you'll click on update. And then we'll go ahead and view the page right here. All right, so you guys can see now that was working properly. I don't know, man, it just does that. When you're using WordPress, guys, weird stuff happens. You're gonna come across just weird stuff, and it's just how it is in the tech industry, guys. So for example, we added this electronics section where we have sell and buy. So you can see here how everything looks good. It's really crisp, it's really clean. I really do like this WordPress theme. Same thing right here where we have the electronics. We have all of these custom fields that are now appearing. And all the changes you make are live on the website. So yeah, that's that. And also we have this really cool slider. I added that in on my free time when you guys didn't see. So I edited that out, but I just wanted to check out some of the elements. So now that we've actually talked about the builder, let me quickly go ahead and talk about how to add pages and add them to the menu. So here we have all of these pages, right? And if we go to these pages, like for example, the About Us page, you can click on Edit with Elementor and you can design this page again the way you want. So here we have the About Us page, and then you can go ahead and design and customize the About Us page to your liking. So just like we did on the home page, you can do this on every single page that you want. Now we'll talk more about how to disable this section here. This is an option in the theme options, but we'll talk more about that when we go into the theme customizer options. So I'll go ahead and just go back and exit the builder. All right, so let's say, for example, you want to add a new page, right, and add it to your menu. So over here, we'll go to plus new and page. Now, for those of you who already know how to do this, just bear with me, guys. Just hang out with me for a bit. We're going to have fun. So add title. Let's say, for example, this is like the new page, right? You can give this a title. This would be like the About Us, the Contact Us, whatever page that you want. Now, here we have layout options. Now, this is kind of overlapping. Our next section is the theme options. But for example, you know, if you want to leave these all as default, you can leave these all as default. But if you want to change the layout like full width, or you want to get rid of the top bar, or you want to get rid of the header layout, this is where you can adjust all of these settings. Now we're going to do this a little bit later, but I just wanted to let you guys know that these options are also available on the page settings as well. All right, so let's click on publish and publish. Now on the top right here, go ahead and click on edit with Elementor. All right, and on this page, we can go ahead and start adding in elements. So for example, if you want to add in an elements, we'll go ahead and just start dragging them in. And then you can build this page exactly like we did on the first part. So Elementor does also come with some templates and some blocks that you guys can use. They're not the best, to be honest, and you're better off probably just using the templates that this theme gives you. But again, you can go ahead and insert any of these blocks by clicking on the Get Started and then syncing up Elementor with your websites, and you can, you know, do that on your own free time. But this is how basically you can kind of add in elements, and then just kind of like here, maybe we'll just add in like a listing section here. So here I'll use the store grid. I think this one's a lot more cleaner and nicer. There we go. I like this. But this will just be like something like our vendors, you know, our vendors, or, you know, something like that. So yeah, these are people who actually sell on the websites. Now, really quickly, let me just quickly show you how to get rid of this banner, just in case you want to do that. We will talk more about that in the theme options. However, I just want to go ahead and explain to you where they are in the page settings. So right here, go ahead and click on Edit Page. And this will actually bring you back to the page. Now, on the bottom section right here, we actually have the banner right here. So under the banner, we can go ahead and disable the banner because I just don't want to use it on my website. Also, on the right side, we have page attributes. I want to make this template or this page Elementor full width and click on update. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm making the page full width, and I'm also getting rid of that banner. So here I'll click on view page, and there we go. And then if you want to adjust this page again as necessary, you can click on edit with Elementor and then design everything just like we did before. All right, so that's pretty simple. Now let's talk quickly about how to add this page to the menu. So any page that you make, I'll show you how to add them to the menu. It's really simple. So over here under dashboard, we will go to appearance and menus, right? Now right here we have select a menu to edit. We want to select a primary menu. Okay, so this is like the main menu. And here we have pages, right? And I want to drag that page onto the menu now. So I believe the page was called new page, right? New page, add to menu, right? So add to menu, it is at the bottom right here under new page. And then I'll click on save menu. All right, now let's go ahead and take a quick look at our site. And there you go. Now we have new page added to our menu. And if I click on it, it'll bring them back to this page right here. So that's how you can kind of create pages, and then how you can design them, and then also how to design them or add them to your current menu. All right, guys, I hope that wasn't too boring. Now in this next section, we're gonna move on and talk more about the theme customizer. So I showed you all how to make pages and everything, but we'll talk more about the theme options and also the theme customizer. All right, good job. So I hope I'm not making this boring. I hope you guys know how to customize your site, adjust the colors, and just like how to design and decorate your site overall. So now that you guys have a good understanding of how to kind of, change your website and make it look good, let's now talk about the actual classified ad functions, like creating ads, adjusting ads, and the styles and all that stuff. So I'll go through the theme options in this part of the video and explain to you like how the actual ads work, and also how other people can upload ads to your website. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so in this section, we'll be talking all about the theme customizer options. You guys ready? Now there are two places in order to find the theme options. There is the theme options to the top, and there's also the customize button. Now I know this sounds weird, but these are actually the same thing. They're just displayed differently. So for example, if I click on the actual theme options right here, you will see that we have a list of these options, and these are the actual theme options. Now, if you actually go over here and you click on customize, this is actually the theme customizer. And for those of you who are brand new, every theme has a theme customizer, but these are actually the same options. So you can see here, advertisements, general, contact, and social. We have here general, context and social, header, footer, colors, header, footer, colors. So they're the same thing. Now, personally, I like working on the front end, but if you guys do decide, you guys can use, you guys can work on the back end. It really just depends on what you want and what you prefer. So for example, we have the first section. Now I'm going to skip advertisements because we'll talk more about advertisements and listing pages a little bit later when we customize them. So I do want to skip that section for now, but let's just talk about general. So for those of you who have a logo, this is where you can upload your logo. Now, if you guys are brand new and you need a logo, I highly recommend going to fiverr.com. I'll leave a link below to Fiverr. You guys can use my affiliate link if you guys want, which is darrelwilson.com/Fiverr. And this will take you to Fiverr, and you guys can get a logo for like $5. So for example, right here, we will do logo. And they actually make some really nice logos at a really affordable price. So you don't need to spend like, $1,000 on a logo. You can easily get one for $5 to $10. Do not use those free logo website maker guys. You guys do not want those websites representing your business. You want to spend at least like $10, something really small, but just to get a professional to help you out with your logo. So yeah, be sure to check this website out. If you guys are new, I do have a coupon code, and I will leave that in the description below for fiverr.com. But anyways, let's go ahead and go back here. So these are the main options, or the general options, where you can upload your logo. And here we have like the logo area width. You have the time format, so you can have like the 12 or the 24 hours. If you guys do like preloaders, you guys can have preloaders, which are basically like those little things that pop up, Personally, I don't like them. I think they're a little flashy, and it's just more JavaScript on your website that you don't need. Also right here, you have the back to top arrow. So on the bottom right section, you can see we have this add to top. You can choose to enable that or disable that. And you can also hide the admin bar for subscribers. So what that means, later when people register on your website, maybe you don't want to have this top bar at the top, like on the front end. You can go ahead and disable that right here by clicking on enable to hide the admin bar. Next, we have the contact and socials. So for those of you who want to add your social media or your phone or your email or your address to the top of your website, this is where you can enter it. So you'll go ahead and enter in your information here. And on the next section where we have header, here you can enable the top bar, and this will display your information. Also, just remember, you can access all this information on the back end under the appearance and theme option. So they do have just a different way of styling it. It just really depends on what you're comfortable with. Some people like working on the back end. Some people like working on the front end. Again, it really just depends on you. So over here, we have a sticky menu. So for those of you who like a sticky header, this will actually show the menu when people navigate. You can turn that on or off. It just really depends on your preference. So if I turn that off, it will then disappear. We also have a transparent header. So let's say, for example, you guys are using like a page where it has a lot of color. You guys can enable the transparent header, and that will make it so the menu is transparent here at the top. So right now we're using like an image, but if you guys do want a transparent header on that section, you'll just have to enable that. Here we have header layout. So they do have a few different styles and how to design and customize your layout. There's layout 1, layout 2, layout 3, and layout 4. Now these are all pretty similar because the length of our menu is actually quite long. So you guys can see here how if you had a shorter menu, it would display it differently. But we do have like the menu covering, we do have a menu covering like the whole top page. So it's kind of hard to display that, but that's how you can adjust your layouts. Now also here we have the login icon. So over here we have the login, and then you also have the header chat icon. You guys can enable those or disable. I think it looks cool, but then again, it's strictly up to you. For the button right here, we have post your ad, and you can change that to like add a post or something like that. Next, we have banner. This is actually a very important setting, and I want to visually show you what this does. So if you have this disabled, what'll happen is on your other pages, that banner will kind of disappear. Now, if you want that banner enabled, you can turn it on. And if I click on publish and I visit my other page and I refresh the page, you'll see that banner appears. Now, if you want that option on, you can have that. And if that's the case, you can say, hey, you know what? I want to take off the breadcrumbs. I don't want the breadcrumbs on that page just because for whatever reason, you don't want these breadcrumbs right here. You can go ahead and take those off and they're gone. Or you can go ahead and just disable the entire banner which I recommend because you can always build this section with the page builder. So we don't really need the theme to kind of be the page builder at that, in that point. So I would recommend to disable it. And then if you do decide to have it, you can go ahead and change the background color and the image, and you can customize it and all of that cool stuff. So that's just a quick rundown of the header. I will disable that top bar. I just feel like it's kind of annoying. It's too much, it's a little bit too much for me. Next, we have the footer. Now let's go ahead and scroll down to the footer. Now you guys are, probably, you're getting the hang of this, right? So the footer controls the footer section. So you can take out the copyright section, you can take out the credit cards, and then you can add in some text right here at the bottom right there. So that's just what that's referring to. So the footer is referring to this bottom section right here, okay? All right, so let's keep going here. You guys are doing pretty good. Now this is a really awesome feature that I want you guys to kind of get comfortable with. So the primary color, now what this is gonna do is that it's gonna take all of the colors on your site and convert them to a primary color. So you can see here how now all these colors look like this right here. So it just basically transforms your whole website into this really nice color. And you can always change this color. I think purple, this like majestic purple is actually kind of cool. Like that. You guys can see here how it's reflected on the entire website. So I really do like this feature. I find that this is just like the most convenient way on how to customize everything. Over here we have a secondary color. And I'll change that to something like brown, or what color is that? It's like a yellow brown. I don't know what that is, but now you guys can see that when I hover over things, it does have that brown. That's really ugly. Let's do black. I think black on purple is like really nice. It's like very majestic, very noble, so now we have that black on purple. And these other options right here are referring to different things. Like, for example, the top bar. Remember how we enabled the top bar earlier? You can change the colors if you choose to do that. And you guys can just kind of go through these and just tinker around and just kind of get the hang of it. And copyright is the footer. So just remember that. These are referring to the footer section, okay? But yeah, I'm not going to go through every color. I just want to talk about the primary and the secondary color because those are probably the most important ones. But should we leave that color? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the purple color in the description. I do like this color. I just feel like it's majestic. But, it's a classified ads website, Darrel. We need the bright colors because bright encourages clicking. It encourages people to engage. So maybe we'll just stick to red, red, and we'll do red on black, right? Now, if this ever happens where it stops showing you, just go ahead and publish this, close the theme customizer, and then when you hover over it, it'll display. Sometimes that happens, and that's just how WordPress is. So, yeah. So next we have layout default, and we're actually going to skip the layout default section. A lot of these settings can be controlled from within the page builder. So for example, for the pages that you create, we can set the settings right here. Remember earlier how we created the page and we had these same options? So you can actually set the options for your page on a global basis. So basically you're going to say, you know what, I don't want the top bar, I want it disabled by default. I want to have a transparent menu enabled by default, and these will actually apply throughout your entire website. So I think the only option that you should probably change here is just make sure this is full width and probably disable the top bar. And you can also, have different header layouts, but that's my personal recommendation. But remember, you can always adjust these settings on the page settings as well. So it's not like extremely important, but it's helpful. Now these other options, we're going to talk about these a little later when we talk about the ads. I want to actually show you how to create the ads before we jump into the listing archive and the listing single, because I want you to visually see what we're doing after we create our first classified ad to make more sense. Now also for this video, I will be skipping the blog settings, but essentially what you guys can know is that the blog setting comes in two different layouts. So over here under blog, they have two different layouts that you guys can use. If that's something that you guys, want to mess around with. Now, to make a blog post, it's really simple. You just go over here to plus new and post. And the same way that you guys made a page is the same way you make a post, except this is where you'd probably enter content like top 10 best things chicks like. And then here you'd go ahead and put in your content. So, it's almost Christmas. Christmas. So give her and then you would write your article, and then that would be, that would be the end of it. But that's how you can write your posts. And then once you publish the post, they will be displayed on your blog page. Now, I do have another video with rank math, and that talks about SEO and blogging. So I'm going to skip the blog. I'm just not going to cover it, guys, because it's just it's for another video. It's a lot of content to talk about, and I don't want to jump into the blog because we can easily talk about blogging for a very long time. But let's go back over here to our options. So we're going to skip the blog, and the default layouts we'll come back to a little bit later in this video. And next we have post settings. Now post settings are talking about your blog as well. So over here on our blog, we have like the date, the author, and how many comments. Over here, over here you can take those on or off if you choose to do that. It's just preference really. It's nothing really that important. Listing settings here. We'll come back to this later when we talk about listings because we haven't covered listings. Error page settings. So for example, let's say you guys enter in a wrong URL, right? So let's go to darrelsworld.com, which is my, demo domain, right? darrelsworld.com. And then here I'll enter in a wrong domain or a wrong URL. So when your users get lost on your website, it'll take them to a page that is not found. So it's like, hey, this page is not found. Now you can customize that page right here by adding in your featured image. You can put in some text and then a button as well to let them know, hey, go back to our homepage. And that would be the end of it. So that's what the error homepage settings is. Optimize. So personally, if you guys don't know what these options are, just don't mess with them because we're not going to talk about jQuery. We're not going to talk about CSS in this video because, we're just not going to do that. We're not going to go there. The site is already fine the way it is. Site identity. Now let's say, for example, someone visits your website. You see here at the top right here, I have this logo, like this brand. So whenever you add in a site icon, it will display on all of the browsers. So you can see here all of the browsers at the top show this icon. So that's how you can display a site icon. Let's go back here. Menus. We talked about menus earlier. This is just another way on how to access your menus. Widgets. Widgets are actually very important. So let's go ahead and scroll down right here. Now here we have footer 1. Now you can see here that this is the about section, right? Footer section 2. This is a navigation menu, right? And then we also have footer area 3. So each of these are columns. So we have column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. And these represent the footers. So footer 1, footer 2, footer 3, and footer 4. Now, if I click on one of these pencils, it'll take us to that widget where we can customize it and design it. So those are all of the these are all of the widgets. Now, let's say, for example, you want to add in something yourself. So under footer 3, I'll go ahead and delete this one. I'll delete the navigational menu by removing that. And now we can add in our own widget. So you can see here how it disappeared. So over here, add a widget. And maybe we have, classified ads. All right, and there is a lot of categories, so we can actually clean this up. So for example, I only want like the main categories, not all the subcategories. So that looks a lot more cleaner. That looks really nice actually. So I'll go ahead and leave it like that. I like those icons here where they can just select categories. So you can go ahead and add widgets to your footer and you can substitute them. Now Classima also comes with a large amount of widgets that you can use on your footer and also your sidebars. So yeah, just remember you can add any of these icons to your footer if you want to go that route. So let's go ahead and go back up here. Click on the back to top. And we're almost done with the theme customizer. Now, one thing that I did promise you guys earlier, we did talk about the home page settings. So this theme actually creates a bunch of pages. Now we need to tell WordPress, okay, so what page do we want users to go to when they first visit our websites? And this can be any page. So you can create like a home page, a custom page, and then you would select that home page. So for example, remember that new page that we created? We can say, hey, that's our home page. So when they enter in our URL, it'll bring them to this page first. But maybe you want to do something like, another home page, right? So if you do like those other home pages, you can assign these as your home page, and then these would be your new home page. I really do like this one. Ooh, that looks nice. I do love this. This theme is so nice, it's really like very underrated. I just spent a long time finding it. I kind of dig through a lot of themes. I spent a ton of money to find out, what's the best theme. Don't worry about that map. We'll talk more about Google Maps at the end of this video and how to integrate geolocation and all that cool stuff. But we'll just use one for now, guys, but I do like number 2 the most, I think. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think Home 2 is actually pretty nice. Okay, so I like this section and the featured ad section, but I don't like this black and white. I think that's very cold and empty. I don't like it, but yeah, you guys tell me in the comments what you guys think about the best home pages. I'm voting for homepage 2. Just change the image. That's about it. So you guys can let me know what you guys think about that. All right. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So once you're done with making your changes, you will click on Publish. And then you can click on Close. All right. Also, remember we had that black background. So now you see how it's working. Sometimes you have to just close the theme customizer in order for some of the changes to appear live on your website. And remember, just a reminder again, that you can access all of the theme options in the back end by going to Appearance and then clicking on Theme Options. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the theme customizer. It's a really easy way to kind of design different parts of your website. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that section. Let's go ahead and move on to the next section. And finally, let's create a listing. All right, so now let's get into the fun stuff and let's create a classified ad. Now, before we create the ad, we might want to create a category for it, right? Or maybe even a location for it. So let's do that. Let's go over here to our dashboard. Now, right here under classified listings, you're going to see a few options. We're going to see categories, locations, and also listing types. So the first thing that I want to do is click on categories. So you might notice right here how they have some demo content and they have a bunch of categories and subcategories that they have created for us. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my other domain right here and I want to delete all of these categories because it's just something that I don't want on my website. So right here, I will go to delete and apply. So that's how you can kind of get rid of all of the, demo content. So let's say, for example, you're selling electronics, right? So over here we have electronics. And then here under the slug, you can put electronics. The description, you can put something about it if you want. Types and price units, we'll come back to this in the very next section. But I'll just click on add a new category. Before I do that, I do want to add in like an icon right here. Like I'll just put in something like I don't know, for electronics, what represents electronics? You guys can go through this and just kind of pick one, but for tutorial purposes, I'll just use the battery. All right, and I will click on add a category. All right, and once you click your category, you will now see electronics. So for every listing now that you create, you can put them in the electronics section. Now, you did see other subcategories. Now, let's say, for example, you want to create a separate subcategory for your electronics, maybe headphones, maybe laptops, right? There's a lot of different subcategories for electronics. So here I'll do like laptops. And right here under parent category, I will select electronics. And I'll scroll down and click add a new category. All right, that's done. And then I'll do one more right here for headphones. And this is again in electronics. And I will add a new category. I should probably add an image to it, but yeah. So now you guys can see how I have electronics, headphones, and also laptops. Next, let's click on locations. Now, we will integrate Google Maps a little bit later. However, if you want to go ahead and only set specific places where users can select, you can enter them here. For example, they've entered California, and they entered in a subcategory of Bakersfield, Claremont, and Downey. For Louisiana, for all these other states, they have added in the subcategories. So these are basically cities within these states. Now, when a user goes to your website and searches, they will then see these options available. For example, over here, if I go to select location, you will then see how these locations are being applied. So they can go ahead and search based off of specific states or countries or cities or however you want to achieve this. Now, later on in this video, I'll show you how this will automatically geolocate users with Google Maps. But we'll do that at the end of the video because we're going to do a lot of API stuff and I don't want to get off topic here. So that's how you guys can use the listing locations if you choose to do that. It's basically a way to categorize your location so users can search for stuff on your website easier. If you don't want locations, you can completely disable locations in the actual element right here by going to Edit with Elementor and just taking out locations, because maybe people don't need to know your location. It just depends on what you're building and what you're trying to accomplish. So let's go back over here to listing locations. So now that you guys kind of understand what the locations are, next we have listing types. Now listing types are basically what we talked about earlier. So here you can see on my websites. So listing types will be displayed on your page builder. So remember earlier how we had the sell and the buy, and then we have the select listing type? This is where this feature will come into play. Now, I just basically did something really quick here by changing sell to used and buy to new, but I probably want to delete these and I want to create used and new. So I'll delete these, right? And for listing type, I'll select used, and then I will select new and add that type. Now that we created our listing types, now we need to apply them to our categories. So over here, we have categories, right? Now remember how we created all of these categories? Just go ahead and click on one. Click on electronics, right? And now we can select like used and also new for our category. And I'll click on update. So that's it. So now if someone's listing electronics, they can go ahead and add if it's new or used, just to let users know like the quality of the product before they actually click on it. So now that we've actually added the listing types to our categories, let's create a listing. Here over plus new, we'll click on listing. I bet you guys are excited, like finally, Darrel. So what are you selling? Now for this video, I'll be selling my used headphones. There we go. Used headphones. So I'll just put like a Dre's headphones. All right, and I'll just put in some demo content. So this is like the description of the product, like what is it, how did you get it? You just put in, you know, the general description about the actual product. Here we have featured list. So what is good about the product? Well, it's made in USA, it's carbon fiber, and you know, you can just put in some, you know, some stuff about this, something like that, right? Next we have the listing type. So here we have, this is going to be used, right? That's cool, used. And for the category, this is going to be under electronics. Now we can also put this under headphones as well. So here now we have headphones. So now you can see kind of where this comes into play. What's also cool is that, let's say for example, you want to leave like a little wiggle room. Maybe they want to haggle the deal with you. You can select a price range. So just say, you know what, maybe these will be $300 to $500, you know, and then there they can kind of, you know, mess around with it, or they can kind of, you know, negotiate. You can also do like negotiable or also on call. So that is for like specific services. So let's say they like are a gardener. You could say, hey, we're on call, you know, something like that. The contact details. So here they can go ahead and also select a location, just like we selected a location earlier. So I'll just say California. We should really put Nevada in there, you know. Now we're doing Kansas, you know. I'm over California. We're done with that place. Here I will select whatever that is, you know, wherever in Kansas. It's so funny. Like I moved to Nevada, and whenever I tell people like in Asia or South America, I'm from Nevada, they're like, "What's that?" And then I say Las Vegas, and they're like, "Oh, Las Vegas." Yeah, they get it. So that's pretty funny. But here is some information about like the contact details. So this is again where the seller is located. They can choose to put this information on the website or not, depending on what they want. Here is the Google Map, and we will do Google Maps at the end of this video. Let's go ahead and scroll down. So let's go ahead and browse some files. So here you can go ahead and upload an image of the actual headphone. So you can go ahead and just grab it and then upload it to the website. So I will select these headphone pictures. Cool, awesome. And if there is a URL of the video, they can insert that URL right there. And you might want to take off comments. I don't really think there's a reason to add comments, but if you do want to leave comments on, you can leave comments on. So let's go ahead and scroll up to the top, make sure we didn't miss anything. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now let's go ahead and publish this listing. So I'll click on publish. All right, now let's take a look at our post. So I will click on view post. And awesome. So you can see we have the title right there. We have the actual pictures of the headphones. We have some seller information. We have some ads. And here you can see the location, the price, the description. Here we have the actual features. I think it's like I left a space right there, so I left one in there. Users can share this. It shows the amount of views. And people can leave a rating and also a review about this specific listing or product that they are viewing. So in a nutshell, that is how you create a listing on your classified ads website. So now that we've created a listing, maybe you want to actually create a user on your website where people can sell on your website, or you want to know where you can design and kind of customize the actual store. So you can see here that this will actually display a list of all the products that the user has created or has posted. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and talk about how you can add a vendor to your store. Let's go over here under dashboard. Now, users can actually automatically create their own stores if they choose to do that. So here is a list of all the people who have basically signed up on your website and have opened their own store. And you can view their profile, and you can always edit their profile as well. So if they post something inappropriate or you don't like it, you can click on this edit button and you can edit all of your users from right here. And yeah, so now let's say, all right, well, let's make a new store, right? So over here, plus new, we have store. And this is basically just creating a vendor. It's creating a store. So this can be like Darrel's store. We can put in some description right there. Here, they can insert a store banner if they want to do that by clicking on this plus icon, and then they can upload their banner. They can also upload a store logo right here by clicking on the plus, and then they can upload their logo as well. Here they can enter in the opening hours, and once they are done with that, they can click on publish. And then the store is created, and you can visit the store by clicking on view store. And here is the person. So we have Darrel's store. I probably should have entered a background, you know, and also a logo, and they will have the option to do that. So here you can see they have a list of the products that the person has uploaded. They are always open, and then some details about the store. Users can also change the actual view of that. I like this style actually a little bit better. I think it's easier on the eye. So that's how basically you can create a store. And that's how you can have stores on your website. Now, just in case you wanted to create a specific user, maybe send them some login information where they can log into their own store, all you have to do is go over here to users, and you'll have to create a new user. Now, this would be the person who wants to open the store. So maybe you can say, hey man, I'll open up the store for you. You would fill in all this information, and then this would send them their login credentials. So this would send them their username and their password. And once that's done, they can go back to your website and they can log in, and they will have full access to their store. So that's how you can create users and then assign them to the store. So for example, I'll just go over here. And let's say, for instance, you even made a store by yourself and you wanted to assign the specific user that you created over here. You'll just go to a store, right? Like this jeweler's one or whatever. And at the bottom of the page, and here at the bottom, we have store owner. And this will display a list of all the users within your WordPress account. So I only have one right now, so it's admin. But you would just go ahead and create a user, and then you can assign that store to specific users on your website. And if they needed help, they can always go over here and they can log in to their account using the credentials that were given to them when WordPress sends out the email for their username and the password. I hope that made sense. You know, I don't want to go through the whole process of it, but that's a quick rundown of if you want to create users and then create a store for them and then assign the store to a specific user. So that's basically a quick rundown of how to create stores and all that cool stuff. Now in this section, we'll be talking about the custom fields options located in the back end of the WordPress theme. So you guys might have noticed that sometimes you might need to put some more information for people listing on your website, right? So for example, let's say they're listing something on your website. Maybe you need to put more information like branding, or if they're selling a phone, maybe you need to tell them, no, I want you to tell me about the phone, how many gigs for the phone, so your visitors can be a little bit more educated on the listings instead of having to read the description. So for example, you can see here under service type, I put my headphones under laptops and computers. Now I'm gonna make a new custom field, and I'm gonna use brand, because maybe if we're selling phones, we wanna create a custom field for brands, right? So let's do that. Let's go back over here to our custom fields. And right here you have custom fields. Now these are all just demos. So these are all just like, they just come with the theme. Here I will click on add new. And for the title, I'm gonna put branding. And I want to add a new field. And this will be a select box. So we have branding, or we could put brand, whatever. Branding, I guess is the same thing, right? And then over here, I'll just put, I don't know what we'll do here. We'll do, I don't know. We'll just grab something like that. This is required. I want this to show in the filter widgets, which we'll be talking about in the very next section. Include this in the listing, sure. And this will be something like Apple. And this will be like Android. And this will be like Sony or something like that. And that's pretty much it. And I will leave Sony as default, or you can leave Android as default, or Apple as default. But what the hell, I'll just leave this as no default. And once that's done, I will assign it to my current headphones, right? Because we need to assign this to a specific category. Once that's done, I will click on publish. So now that we've actually created this custom field, we need to assign it to our product. So over here, I'll click on edit listing. And now when I scroll down, just keep scrolling. We now have the option of service type. Brand. So here we go. I will say, this is a Sony brand. Okay, so these are Sony headphones. And by doing this, you can make it a little bit more easier for you to post on your website, and also for people who are signing up on your websites. So now we have the custom field as brand. So you can go ahead and go through custom fields and add in more, more custom fields to your listings or your products. Also, for example, someone is a service, offering a service. You might want to say, well, is this gardening? Is this electronics? What kind of service is it? And then you can create a category for services on your website. Also, just to note that, again, these custom fields can be displayed on your products if you choose to do that in the theme customizer options, and also on the Elementor page builder. So you could put it right here to say these are a brand if you want to do that. And we'll be talking more about this page and the search page in the very next section. All right, so in this section, I'll be teaching you guys how to design and customize your search page, and also how to customize and design your single listing page as well. So I'll go through all the options. I'll explain to you what they are. Some of the options are a little hard to understand, so I'll make sure that you guys know what's going on here. So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back over here to customize. Remember earlier how we skipped some sections? Well, now we're gonna go back to that section. See, I promised you guys. So over here we have our layout defaults. So I'll click on layout defaults, and we're gonna go over here and click on listing archive. Now the listing archive controls the search page. So what I'll do is I'll click on this, and right now I'll click on search, just so we can visually see what we're doing here. So this is the current search page. Now, right away we can go ahead and adjust some settings. Now, this is not like the full layout settings, but here are just some options on how you can further customize this section. So you can see here how we can add the sidebar on the right side or on the left side. And then you can also adjust these settings. So remember earlier how we have like the page settings, where we have like the top bar, the header layouts, the banner. You can control all these options right here in this section. So this is where you can kind of, if you want to add that header section right here with the image, you can enable all of that right here if you choose to do that on your listing page. Now let's say, all right, well, now that we know how to add some features and we can disable and enable some features, how do I change this layout right here? So let's go back, click on back, and we're gonna click on back one more time, and we're gonna go to listing settings, and I'll go ahead and explain to you what these options are. So here we have 5 different grid view lists, right? So we have grid style 1, you can see grid style 2, right? And you can see how the style of it changes. I do like style 3. I do like this banner right here. I feel like it looks really clean. And then we have style 4, and then we also have style 5 as well. So here you can go ahead and change the layout. Now on the other section, you can control the header and also the sidebar. Now here we have the desktop, so you can show a specific amount of columns, or you can control that, however you want to approach it. I think 3 is probably suitable. I do like that. Over here we have the tablet, so this would control the view on the tablet and also the mobile as well. And let's say, for example, the user has a list view, which I do like the list view. I think this is a lot cleaner. Again, I do like style 3, but they do have 5 different styles. So you can go ahead and navigate through various styles to see what works best for you and your classified ads websites. So the listing style, obviously, it just changes the listing style. So you'll just go ahead and just check out some different styles. They're just different ways on how to present it. Now, remember earlier how we created custom fields? You can choose to display those on your listings, or you can turn those off if you choose to. Here we have display related listings. So if users are searching for something, it will automatically display related listings near the feed. So for example, if something's in the same category, the theme will usually recommend the same listings within the same categories. And then there's obviously 2 styles for that. So let me go ahead and visually show you what that is. So I'll go back over here to this website and I'll click on a product. And at the bottom right here, we have related ads. So that's basically what this is controlling. And there is 2 different styles for it. So I'll just go ahead and activate the theme customizer on this page just to give you a visual example of what's going on over here. So we have the, listing settings. And then here we have style 1. And then we also have style 2. So it's just a different way on how to display it. It just looks a little different. I believe they moved the price. I think the price goes from the top to the bottom, and they just kind of like make some things different. So it's not a huge difference, but it's just more customization for you. Now the next section, I actually got confused and I had to actually find this and read their documentation, is the actual listing search items. Now this actually applies to the search bar on your homepage. So yeah, I don't know why they put it here. I think they probably should have put this somewhere else. So right here we have listing search items, and this allows users to search based off location, radius, category, type, and keyword. So if you disable specific options, it will actually display less on the search bar. So that's how you can kind of control this. Now the radius function works if you have Google Maps embedded, so it'll detect it and then it will basically, search based off of distance. So that's what how the radius is applied. Now we also have the listing search style. Now here we have pop-up, and if a user clicks on something right here, you see how that pops up like that? So you can have this presented in a different way. You can have just a normal auto-suggested or dependency selection. I think auto-suggestion is pretty cool. It just kind of creates like a drop down of just, suggestions and stuff, just so users can, navigate a lot easier. I do like that, but that is what that is referring to on the listing setting. So now that we've covered the listing page and all those options on the listing, now let's talk about the actual ad itself. So let's go back over here, and first I'll go ahead and click on an ad. All right, so this is my current ad. And what I'll do first is I'll go to layout defaults, and here we have the listing single. So I'll go ahead and click on listing single, and here we can apply again the different denominations. So we can have like the sidebar on the left side, on the right side. You can add a header to this page. You can disable the top bar if you have it enabled, and then you can just enable specific features. It really just depends on how you want to approach this. But you'll just have to kind of, add a banner to it. You can enable breadcrumbs. But remember, in the theme customizer, we have disabled it. So you'll have to go ahead and activate it if you want to apply it to this specific page. So that's how you can kind of customize the actual listing single page. Now, there are other different layouts as well. So remember, there is this customization where you can control the outside of the actual listing. And then you also do have the different styles for the listing page. So next you'll go ahead and go to your listing settings. And if we scroll down right here, we have the single listing style. So what we can do is we can adjust this. So there's style 3. There's 3 different styles you guys can choose from. I do like this one right here. I find that this is the most efficient one, is style 3, because right away they're given a a title, they're given the image, a price, information, everything right here without the user having to even scroll. So I do like style 3. You can also try style 1, where they just basically have like, just the image, they have the price, and then they have just details and features and, all that stuff. I'm not really a big fan of number 1. They also have number 2, which is just the default one. And then again, they have number 3 as well. So yeah, that's how you can adjust this. Now remember, you can further customize this listing page if you go back over here to the layout defaults and then you go to listing single. So this will allow you to adjust the sidebar. It'll give you a banner if you want a banner. And this is where you can further customize the listing single. So I'm not really sure why they did that. I don't know why they put the options to customize everything in 2 different sections. That can be very confusing for beginners. In fact, I had to actually edit the video. I had to really study this theme a lot, but they just kind of put them kind of in the wrong area, but still it's not a big deal because now you guys know where it is. So that's exactly how you guys can customize the listing page. All right, so now let's talk about advertisements. Now, on the top of this right here, you notice how we skipped this earlier. Now, let's go ahead and say, all right, where can we apply these advertisements? Well, if we click on advertisements, you'll see listing page, which is actually the search page. So I just want to make that very clear. When they say listing page, they're just basically saying the page with all of the listings on it. There is the single listing page, the blog, and also single post and event pages. But you probably want to put it either on the listing page or on the single listing page. So let's say, for example, someone pays you and they want to, say, hey, I want an ad on my websites. You guys can make a deal, or you can even offer that in your pricing plan. And then you can turn on ads. So here, I'll go ahead and say, you know what? I will put in a ad right here. I'll remove this one and I'll just put in one of my own right here. I'll just put in an ad. Let's see what we got going on here, like that. And then we can link that like that. And these are where the ads display. So the ads will display on the top right here, or you can use, Google AdSense and you can post it there if you want to do that. So you can display ads all among the top on the listing page. Personally, I don't like that. I don't think that's a good idea. If you guys do add ads to your website, I think the best place is the sidebar. I think this is a beautiful way to present ads. You can simply just add it to every sidebar on your page. So that's an option, but I'm just basically demonstrating how you would use the advertisement function. Next, we have listing page. So let's go over here and go back to, well, first let's go to home really quick and we'll go to the actual listing page and I'll show you where this is applied. So I'll go to search. And again, we can do the same thing. You can start adding in advertisements right here. And this would basically appear on the actual listing page. And there you go. So now we have the ad displaying right there. Now I had to actually publish this and close it. So if you upload something and it does not show up, you can go ahead and pause it and close it. Now you guys can add up to 4 ads on every single page. I would probably use a format like this, something really like a box, and make sure that you guys use good dimensions, because if you use a very large image, it's going to make the page very distorted. So let's say, for example, I wanted to add in something like a second ad, right? So over here, I'll activate the ad. I will upload this one. And, I'll just use the same one. And it'll look something like that. So that's how you can add in more advertisements on your page if you want to do that. Again, I don't think it looks stylish. I don't really like it. It looks really clunky and ugly. But if you do want to add advertisements to your page, that's how you guys can do it. So that's advertisements in a nutshell. You guys can go ahead and check those out and mess around with those and have all sorts of good fun. Now let's talk about the actual sidebar itself right here. So I haven't really discussed the actual sidebar and the widgets, but on the left side right here, we're going to find widgets. So I'll click on widgets, and this is the sidebar right here. So this is the sidebar. Now we're using the actual Classima filter, but what we can do is add anything right here. So we can add in ads, we can add in images, and images are ads basically. So let's say, for example, someone wants to post something like a code, like you want to add in Google AdSense to your sites. You can use the HTML code, and then you'll just go ahead and copy in the code right there. Now, if you want to just display like just an image or something like that as an ad, you can also do that right here just by simply uploading the picture of the advertisements on the sidebar like this. And this will link them to the website. So I like this a lot better. I feel like this is just a lot cleaner on how to put advertisements on the side of your sidebar. But that's, that's optional. That's if you want to go that route. This is your classified ads websites. That's my personal opinion. I think either adding Google AdWords, I'm sorry, gotta stop saying AdWords. Google AdSense is better, or you guys can do whatever you want. So this is the actual filter ads, right? So we have filter ads, and here you can adjust things. You can search by price, you can search by category, and this is where you can adjust it. And I do like this. I do think this is very, it's very standard, and I don't think you need anything more on the sidebar. I think it does cover a lot of the page. However, if you do want to add in more widgets like a Facebook like box, or if you want to add in something like a social media website, you can go ahead and do that just by installing a Facebook like box plugin or something like that. But here we have listings. What's that? Let's go check this one out, huh? So it looks like that is way too big. You probably have to clean that up a little bit, something like that. Related listings. This will probably be a slider. We'd have to change that to a slider, I believe, because a slider, I think it keeps it in the column right there. So listings, actually we got to take that off. Let's see how that works under listings. All right, so I'll probably just limit that to 1 right here. Let's see if that works. I don't know if that'll work or not. Let's go ahead and see. No, it doesn't really work that well. So yeah, I wouldn't use this one on the sidebar. I'd probably use that somewhere else. But you guys can just go through here and see how these work. Let's see here, number of columns. Maybe we can get this to work. I'm sure you can get this to work, guys. You just have to kind of mess around with these settings. Like maybe we're showing too many custom fields right there, right? I think something like that looks a lot better. In fact, you can even use this as like some sort of advertisement opportunity or something like that. So you can add as many as you want to the widgets to make your sidebar as big or whatever you want to do to it, but that's how you can customize the sidebar. All right, so just to be clear, we have covered all of the theme customizer options. So we've covered advertisements, we've covered the layout defaults, we've pretty much covered everything over here. So at this point, you guys know how to use the theme customizer, and you guys are a little bit more familiar on how to design your search pages and your listing pages. Now let's actually talk about the Classima options. So we have theme options, right? However, the theme also has options within the theme. I know that sounds weird, right? Settings, I guess you want to say. So here we have classified listings and we have settings. And I'll go ahead and just kind of briefly talk about these settings and what they do. But you guys can kind of understand what these do just by reading them. Like, for example, do you want quick view enabled on your products or on your listings? Do you want to enable compare? So just go through these right here and just kind of see what works best for you. Like, for example, this one's actually a very important one. I like the list view. I think list view is actually a pretty good option, and I want that as my default listing view. And you can adjust your listings over here. Location settings. So we have location set by default. However, at the end of the video, I'll be showing you how to integrate Google Maps API onto your websites to make it more user-friendly. And then we have currency options and all this other stuff. Let's go back over here to directory. And this just enables business hours, social profiles. Here we have moderation, and this basically is like the moderation controls for enabling specific options. You guys can just go ahead and read through some of these and check these out. This is payments. Now we're going to do payments last, right before we do Google Maps. We'll do payments and then Google Maps. And here are the emails. Now, these are the emails that are sent out by the WordPress theme. So you can read through these and see what you want sent and what you do not want sent. Next, you have account policy. So this is just for like user verification. Do you want users to create an account on the My Account page, and so on and so forth. Let's go over here to style. So the style right here, you guys can kind of further customize like the top label text color, the feature label background color, and just go through these options. And if you guys want to change these colors, you guys can adjust these to your liking. Now remember, this is label style. So these are actually for the label, like for example, the new label text color. So these are actually for the ads themselves. Let's go back here to miscellaneous. This is for image sizes. Next we have chats. Now we're going to talk more about chats in the very next section, where we actually have a walkthrough when people register on our websites. But I would enable chats. I think it's a good option. It's really cool. Next, we have the advanced, and these are for permalinks. So if you want to update your permalinks, this is where you're going to do it. Tools. Here you can delete all data. You can allow REST APIs or create a REST API. If you are not a developer, then this probably might not even apply to you. Next, we have memberships. So I would enable the membership options. And these are other options like the store rating if you want to add that in. Maybe people don't need to really rate it. You know, it's really up to you. This is your store. You can also enable free ads if you want to do that. And I will enable that. And I will limit this to 2 ads. And then you have further options on, you know, the controls for free ads. The reason why I'm enabling free ads is because I'm going to have a walkthrough in a bit where we have a pretend customer, you know, registering on our website. And these are add-ons and other themes. Personally, I've never used them. I have no idea if they're good. So this was the only one that I really tried and I really liked. So that is basically the settings in a nutshell. Just go ahead and mess around with them, get comfortable, and see what options works best for your classified ads websites. All right, so this is the part where we piece everything together in order to let people post on our websites. Now, I'm going to walk you through each step just to explain how we got all these options and how everything works. So for this part, please pay close attention because I kind of want you guys to understand how everything works now. So here I'll click on Post Ad. Now remember, let's just say I'm someone brand new to the website, so they'll have the same exact options. Here we have Ad Type, right? So let's click on Ad Type, and then I'm going to go to Used. Now, how did I get this ad type right here? How did this even come? Well, if we go over here to our listing types, these are the options that will be displayed for the users. So we have used, rent, to let, job exchange, right? So, you know, we have the same options right here. So that's how we got the ad type. Next, we have the category. Now, remember how we created the headphones and we created electronics? So I'll go over here and select electronics, right? Now, the reason why electronics is synced with used is because on our category right here under electronics, we tagged used and new. Do you see that? So if I click on electronics right here, you're going to see how we checked used and new. All right. So the categories, they sync with the listing types. So if I selected rent, then the headphones would be displayed there as well. So, but I only want used and new, right? So let's go back over here. So we have electronics, right, which is the category. And then we have the subcategories, which we also created. So here we have headphones. Now, one quick note, you don't need to actually attach the listing types to the subcategories. The theme already knows to attach the listing type to the main category, which is electronics, and then it'll apply it to the subcategories automatically. So you don't need to go to, for example, you don't need to go to headphones and put in the types right here. So you would just put in the types for the main category and it would apply to the sub products or the subcategories. So that's how we basically achieved that. So yeah, it is somewhat of, it's all built together. So let me just go back and just demonstrate that one more time. So here we have the actual listing types, right? The listing types you can create right here under listing types. Next, we have the category, which we created category. So under the categories right here, you can create a new category and then you would attach the type to that category so it applies in the filter. Then we have a subcategory, which I did talk about how to make earlier, and that would be displayed under the main category. So hopefully that made a lot of sense. You can see here how we're kind of piecing everything together now to make the filtering system more operational. Now, I did teach you guys also about custom fields. This is where we're going to apply custom fields for people who are posting. Now, I'm going to quickly go to Craigslist really quick. And this is a very popular classified ads website. And this has the same exact filtering system. So, for example, creating a post, right? Now, when I click on creating a post, these are actually categories, okay? They've just kind of, I guess you want to say, worded it differently. So these are categories, right? And when they click on one, these are the subcategories. So let's say financial services. And then from here, these would be the custom fields. So maybe they want to put neighborhood, like this is a custom field. Because if they are talking about a specific location, maybe you want to add a city or neighborhood as a custom field, right? So the same thing would be applied to our websites. So here we have the title, the price, the price type, and then we have price. Now here we have something cool, brand. You remember how we made brand earlier? You remember how we applied this to our specific category. So we have brand, Apple, Android, and Sony. So let's go back over here to custom fields. Now remember right here how we made our custom fields of branding? So I'll click on this branding. And these are the custom fields that I made for that specific category. Now, once you create the custom field, you need to attach it to the actual category to make sure that it appears for users when they are posting. So hopefully that all made sense. So again, you need the category. You need the ad type. The ad type needs to be connected to the category. The category will then show the subcategories. Then on your listing, you then apply the custom fields to that specific category if you have questions or you want more information. So that's kind of how that all works. That's why I kind of taught you guys every step. So when we get to this point, you guys are kind of more prepared for that because it is a lot to take in. And feel free to pause the video, go back and learn how we did that in case you have more questions. So anyways, I'll just go ahead and put in, headphones. I will put in negotiable up to $300. I'll just say this is a Sony brand. This is demo content, right? And the featured list, 16 gigs, wireless. Remember earlier how we created this? We're just doing the same thing for people who are visiting our website. So they're going to do everything on the front end, and then they'll also have their own account. And then right here under images, I will upload the images. So now you guys can see we've already kind of done this, except this is now from the customer point of view, right? Or the visitor point of view. And then I'll just put California. I don't know why I put Bakersfield, man. Bakersfield's kind of rough. It's like a rough neighborhood. I guess Downey's a little bit better. I used to live near Downey. I used to live by a city called Rosemead, which is a predominantly Asian community. And Downey is like kind of right next to it. And then you can fill in these options right here. Google Maps, we'll do that later, don't worry. And then I will click on submit listing. All right, so awesome. Now it will automatically create their account by default. And here we have a list of their listings. You guys can see this listing was already here before, and we've just created a new one from a customer's point of view. Now this is the customer dashboard, and they'll have access to their dashboard. They can design and customize their store. They can favorite stuff, so maybe they can purchase it later. And then they also have this chat feature, which is really cool. So users that are visiting the website can actually chat with users or vendors on your current websites. Here we have account details and so on and so forth. Now, if someone lists something, it will actually be pending and you will have to actually approve it in the dashboard. Let me show you where to find that. So let's go back over here to dashboard. And then over here, we have all listings. Now, whenever someone posts something, you see right here how this says pending. So this is not actually in the store yet. You actually have to go in and manually approve it. So I will click on the headphones and say, is this appropriate content? Did this guy fill everything out right? If he did, I will go ahead and say, all right, we will publish this and click on updates. And now this listing is now listed on our store. So that is pretty cool. Now I went ahead and logged out, and let's imagine that we are a visitor, so not associated with the website, and I want to go ahead and send them an email. So right here, I can click on email to seller, and this will actually send a message to the email. Now, if I want to use the direct chat on my website, I can click on chat right here, and then I can make an account. So right here, they can register. Now remember, you need to have the option to allow people to register in the WordPress options checked so people can register. But I'll just go ahead and log in right here. All right, and once I have registered, I got this really cool, I got my own little portfolio, and it's pretty simple. They log in and they can go ahead and adjust their account details, and they can also purchase subscriptions, which we'll talk about in the very next section. But going back to the actual ad page right here, let's go ahead and just check out that ad, and what I'll do is I'll go back here. So now that I'm logged in as a new user, I can click on chats, and I can say, are these free? Which is a really cool chat option. Now let's go check out my other accounts. Now I'm logged in as my admin account, and right away you guys can see that we have this chat little number, and we also have this displayed right here. So I'll click on chats, and there you go. So are these free? And then you can respond to them like yes. And if we go back to our other window as the visitor, instantly the user will receive the reply. So that's really cool how users can chat directly on your website. It's an amazing feature. I think that's really convenient and that really helps communication, and that'll overall help people convert sales. So I really do like that feature on this classified ad website. Now, since we are on the discussion right here of the account, you can actually adjust this right here on the customizer. So going back to customize, just like we customize the other pages, such as the listing page and the search page, we can do the same thing for the My Account page. Right here, I'll click on layouts and we have listing account page. And here you can kind of customize things and design it and, adjust it to your liking. So that's just how you guys can design that stuff and make it look how you want it to look. So this is the account page, right? Now, if you want to have further customization to this page, you can click on edit page right here, and we can actually use the Elementor page builder on this very page. You'll just have to activate it from the edit page section. So right here we have the shortcode for the accounts, and right here I'll click on edit with Elementor. Now remember, in the layout settings, you can disable the header, you can change the top bar, you have full options to design and customize that. And right here we can go ahead and add in a notice. So you can put a thank you or whatever you want to put. Here we'll put a thank you, or let's just put like this: welcome back, Commander, right? Welcome back, Commander. And we will have this as a nice little a welcome notice. So every time they log in, they will then see that. So here I'll click on view page, and there it is. We have this welcome back, Commander, and then they can go ahead and read whatever they want and check out their other listings. So you can use the page builder on your account page. So next, let's talk about money. So we're making it to the end. Congrats for making it this far, guys. If you guys need a break, feel free to go get a beer, go relax. And this tutorial is quite large, so don't feel like you have to watch all of it in one setting. Anyways, so let's now talk about pricing plans, and then we'll also talk about upgrades for pricing. So first off, the plugin does a pretty good job at creating pricing. So if you click on pricing right here, they'll have 5 different pricing options. Now, if you do not have this pricing available, it's because you need to activate it in your settings. So first, let's go to settings here really quick. And here we have payments. You want to make sure that this is enabled right here. So make sure the payment is enabled. After you've enabled that, you'll go over here and click on tools. No, is it memberships? I think it's memberships. Yeah, so memberships, and you want to enable this membership. Now we do have an option right here for free ads, because remember, we are offering, or we are now saying that ads must be paid for, but you still have the option to do free ads if you enable memberships. You also have the option to enable free ads for paid members. So if someone's a member, then they can have unlimited ads. That's an option that you can have. But for anyone coming to our website, they will be allowed to have 3 free ads, and then from there, they'll have to start paying. So that's just an option if you want to go that route. But anyways, once you guys do that, let's go over here and click on pricing. So here's our current pricing. Now they've done a pretty good job at this. So here we have 2 memberships. We have plan 1 and we have plan 2, right? So this is a membership. You can see on the pricing type, this is a membership. And these are regular ads. So this is like a one-time thing. So there's 2 different ads. There's a membership and there is a regular paid ad. So here I'll just do demo one. We'll do demo. So right here we have regular, right? So I'll go ahead and discuss the differences between both, and then we'll talk about featured, top, and also bump up. First, what I'll do is I'll go over here and click on an ad so you guys can visually see what I'm talking about here, so we can all be on the same page. So first things first, we have regular, right? Now, a regular ad is just basically an ad that gives the ad some sort of special bonus, right? And I'll just say this is $5, and this is valid for 30 days. Now, what is valid for 30 days? Well, we have featured, top, and bump up. So for every product that you create, you'll notice on the right side right here how you have featured, top, and bump up. You can always go ahead and overwrite this by clicking on the overwrite default. This will give you the option to manually put listings the way you want. Now, the top feature right here, this will display the listings at the top of the page. So here on their documentation, you can see that the top ad will be displayed at the very top. Next, we have featured ad. The featured ad will be displayed with this little lightning sign, and it just kind of stands out from the other ads. So this would be a featured ad. A bump up ad means that the ad will not be at the bottom. So it will kind of be not at the top, but it'll be in the second in line. So it just makes sure that the ad is not at the bottom of the page because there might be a lot of different ads. So you can offer 3 regular ads saying, you know what, for the top, which is like probably the best, we'll do $10, you know, and this is valid for 30 days and they'll have to renew it. Now that's basically regular in a nutshell. Okay, so you would have to make 3 different ones, and they've already made it for us in the pricing page. But now let's talk about membership. So here we have membership. Now, what's included in the membership? So let's say our membership costs around 30 bucks, right? Let's just do $30. And the number of ads they can post, we'll just put like, I don't know, like 200 or something like that. These are regular ads. So this is what they can post on the regular basis. Now we also have promotions. So what is included in this membership? What do they get? Well, they will get 10 featured ads, 10 top ads, and 10 bump ads. So they can use this at their own discretion. Now for the featured ads, it's like, well, how many days is this good for? Well, I'll say this is good for 3 days. These are good for 3 days, and these are good for 3 days, right? So if they post a featured ad, that featured ad will only be good for 3 days. So that's just something that you might want to consider. And this membership will be available for 30 days. You can also select the amount or the categories that you want it for. So if you want to include or exclude categories, you can go ahead and do that. And then here you can talk about the actual membership. So, and then you'll click on publish. All right, so we have just basically created a membership. Now let's go back over here to pricing. Now the theme actually did a really good job right here. So by default, they have top listing for 15 days. And if I click on this, you'll see that it's valid for 15 days. And this is the top, feature, which is the one at the way top right here. So that specific ad will cost 10 bucks, right? And if they want a regular ad, which is top and featured, that will cost $15. And then they have the top and featured listing for 7 days, which is $25. So you can kind of go mix and match each specific one, or you can have an individual advertisement if you want to go that route. So in a nutshell, that's how the pricing works with regular and also memberships. Next, let's go ahead and integrate a payment gateway. So over here under settings, we'll click on settings. Now there are a few payment gateways, and I've used these for a long time. We have the offline payments, we have PayPal, Authorize.net, and Stripe. Now the 2 ones that I recommend is PayPal and Stripe. So for PayPal, I'll click on Enable PayPal Standard. And this is my email address for PayPal. Now, if you guys do not have a PayPal address, it's really simple. All you have to do is just go to paypal.com, register, and make an account. Now, when you guys make an account with PayPal, you guys will get this email right here that you used to sign up with. Now, I'm in Thailand right now, so it just displays that, but you'll just go ahead and click on sign up, and whatever email that you use to sign up, it will actually allow you to sign up with that email. Right now, PayPal is disabled in Thailand for whatever reason. I mean, they're not allowing new customers, but if you guys are in America, you guys will have no problem with that at all. So whatever email that you use to sign up with, you will put it in right there, and that will go directly into your PayPal account, and that is withdrawable to your bank account. So it's really simple to get started with PayPal. Here I'll click on Save Changes. Next we have Stripe card settings. Now Stripe is probably the most important one to have because this will allow users to use their credit card on your website. So right here I will enable Stripe. Now what we need to do first is we need to put in the test secret key, test publishable key, live secret key, and live publishable key. Now what you guys can do is go to stripe.com, and this is stripe.com. So all you have to do here is on the top right, it'll say sign up. You'll just have to go ahead and sign up. It'll probably take you around like 20 minutes. You might need to give them some information. You'll need to link your bank account so they can send the money to your bank account. It's really simple to use and everything's automated. So once you set it up once, they will automatically send the payments from your websites to your bank accounts. You can set it for like every week, every day, every month, however it is that you want to apply your settings. So once you guys go through the process and make a Stripe account, now it will take some time. Let's go ahead now and put in the API keys. So first I'll click on View Test Data, and then I'll click on Developers. Here we have API keys. I will click on Reveal Test Key. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I just have to put this in the fields, right? So publishable key, right? Test publishable key, right? And then also test secret key. And then I will paste that in there like that. Next, I will go ahead and take viewing test data off. So now this is live, but they do want both. So here I'll put publishable key right there, right here under publishable key, right? And then live secret key, because remember these are live. So here we have live secret key. Paste it there, and we're done. Now here I'll just, now Sandbox is basically saying if you want to have this in test mode. Now if you want to have live payments, just don't check anything at all. But I'm going to go ahead and enable test mode just because I want to run a test transaction. Here we have the statement descriptor. So who are you? Who is going to appear on the credit card statement? Well, I'm going to put DW classifieds. And here are the credit cards that we can take, right? And once you guys are all done, we'll click on Save Changes. So at this point, we have enabled pricing and we have also enabled payments. Now let's go ahead and run a test transaction to see if we can charge money on our classified ads websites. All right, so I'm a brand new user right here. I'm using Safari, which is not my preferred browser. Here I'll go to Post. Now I'm gonna go and just select Used, right? And here we go. So just like before, but I'm a brand new customer. I'm getting my feet wet. I want to create some ads and a demo. I'll just go ahead and put this is $100, and this is the Android brand. Here I'll put demo, and whatever, and images. No, California. We'll put Downey, and keep scroll up here. We'll just do this email really quick, and don't show the map, and submit listing. All right, so you guys can see here how this has now signed the user up. Now remember, I get one free ad. Now this page right here, I would actually use Elementor and actually add a title right here saying, congratulations, good job on your order. If you want to sign up, you can. So this right here is the option. So we are now recommending an option for them to sign up. But yeah, you know what? Before I go to my account, I do want to sign up. So I want to go ahead and say I want to be the top listing for 15 days, and I want to use my credit card. So here we go. Guys, this is all demo information, so don't worry about it. And here I'll click on Proceed to Payment. Payment successfully made. Congratulations. So that's it, guys. We have now have a paying customer on our website, and now this user can go ahead and click on View all of his listings. Now what's really cool is that he has his own little account right here. We have the demo and the products. And there it is. So now the user can see the product and they have paid for it and everything's all good. And here we have Welcome Back Commander. So that's it. You guys have now set up your classified ads websites, and you guys have now allowed people to accept payments on your website. So congrats. Pretty simple, right? It's pretty rewarding once you kind of get all the way there and you're finished, right? Now, this is pending. Remember, these are pending. So you will need to go to your account right here, and you will need to actually authorize that. So over here under all listings, you'll see that's, can I do this under quick edit? Yeah, quick edit. We'll just go ahead and publish that and update it. All right, we'll go back to our Safari. I will reload the page. So the status is now published, and we can go click on details, and there's our product. Now we don't have an image, but yeah, this is their product, and there's the seller information. We got dad, pretty cool. Now let's take a look to see if this ad has actually been boosted, right? Because we paid for boosted, a boosted ad. So let's go to click on all ads. And there it is. It is at the very top. Everything's automated. Everything's working. Amazing theme. I really do like this theme. So that's it. The whole process is done. Congratulations. At this point, you guys are pretty much almost done with this video. So I hope I was all clear. If you guys have any questions for me about this, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But in this next section, I want to talk about Google Maps. But before I do that, I really want to just touch base on one option that you might want to adjust if you have paying customers. So let's go back right here to this page, right? It was this one right here. So on the checkout page, I recommend actually putting something here because you can actually edit this page with Elementor. So let's go back to our websites. And under our pages right here, I'll click on all pages. And here we have the checkout page. So I can click on view. Now I'll click on edit page. And what you can do is activate the builder on this page if you want to, go that route. You can also disable the checkout function. So all of it right here, you can disable the header if you want to do that. But remember, you can edit this with Elementor. So you can explain to them saying, hey guys, we're giving you a free ad, but if you guys want to go ahead and purchase, the plan, you can upgrade. So right here is our text editor. So I don't know, like right now, a free ad, but feel free to upgrade and boost your post. And then maybe like do like a 95% of, people will purchase this. And then here I'll just like, under the style, I'll center that and then update. So basically every single person at the checkout page will now see this message when the plans appear. So for example, we'll go back over here. And if I refresh this page, you will now see that this displays. So right now you get a free ad, but feel free to upgrade and boost your post, blah, 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 blah. So this just might help you increase conversions, and it also gives your customers more direction on where to go. All right, congrats guys. So that is pretty much it for the payment gateways and boosting posts and all that stuff. Now let's talk about Google Maps. All right, welcome to the Google Maps section. Now this is the end of the video, but for those of you who want to add geolocate onto your website, which is a very important feature, I'll be showing you how to add that to your classified ads websites. Now you guys saw over here that a lot of these ads, they have this Google Maps section, but we have this big, something went wrong. Also, users cannot search by geolocation, which can lead to a little frustration because we want to make things very convenient and easy for our visitors. Now, there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to Google Maps where you guys can go ahead and sign up. It'll bring you to something like this right here. I'll go ahead and put this in the description. So once you guys get here, you guys will click on Get Started. You guys can also get there by just going to Google Maps API and just signing up. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and log into my Gmail account right here. All right, so this is the Google Cloud Platform. Now they're going to ask you some questions. They're going to prompt you to, agree with the terms. You might have to put some account information. You might have to agree to the terms of service. So just go through the process of this. And once you guys are done with the setup process, I will meet you guys on the overview page. Now, once you guys get to page 3, you guys will need to go ahead and input your business name and also your credit card. Now, there is a very small fee with Google Maps for using their API. I think it's like $3 or $5 a month or something like that. It's really not that expensive. So you guys will have to go ahead and put it in your debit or credit card there. And once you guys are done, I'll go ahead and meet you guys on the very next page. So here we have an overview of a lot of different APIs. Now, the first thing that we have to do is right here, we're going to create a project. So we'll click on My First Project and I'll click on New Project. And I'll just name this like Classifieds, right? Just, just so I know what's going on here. So Classifieds. And then for location, I'll just go ahead and just put no organization and then just click on Create. All right, cool. So now you guys can see I have created my Classifieds. Now we do need to enable APIs for our project. So essentially what this does is that this pulls information from Google and it puts it onto a key, and we can take that key and put it on our website. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add geolocation API. So go ahead and click on this, and then we're going to click on enable. So we are going to enable this API. All right, so now you can see that this has been enabled. It's right there. Let's go and click on overview now. We're going to activate 4 more APIs. So right here, click APIs. It brings us to a new page. I don't really know why it does that, but we're now going to select Places API. And I will also enable this API. All right, cool. Let's go back over here to Overview and pick APIs. I'm going to close that. I guess it closed automatically, huh? Now, right here for Maps, I'm going to click on View All. There are some that we need to actually find right here. So we're going to select the Geo Coding API. So let's see, there it is, this one right here. And I will enable this. All right, cool. So we got 3 so far. Let's go ahead and go to Overview. Pick APIs. And now we're going to select the Maps JavaScript API. So I'll click on that. and I'll click on update, or I'm sorry, enabled. All right, cool. So we have 4. Now we're gonna select one more right here. So let's go back to overview and pick APIs. And we're gonna select the map static API. So over here, I'll click on view all. The map static API. I'll click on this and I will also enable this API. All right, cool. So once you guys are done with that, we can click on overview. So next, let's go ahead and click on credentials, and we're gonna go ahead and create some credentials. So right here, I'll click on create a credentials and click on API key. And this is the API key that we need. So what I'll do is I will copy this and I'll click on close. And that's it. Now, if you guys do want to rename your API key over here, you'll click on edit API key. And this can be something like the maps API or just something that lets you know what's going on here. Now you can restrict this key as well if you want to do that. So if someone finds out your API key, you can restrict it to these specific APIs that you set. And you can also restrict it to your specific website. So basically saying this API will only be good for my website. If you want to go that route, it's not mandatory, but if you want to go ahead and do that, that's up to you. So right here, I will click on Save Changes. Now, you guys also need to make sure that you have a credit card linked to this account, because now if you get an error saying this is for development purposes only, that's because your billing information is not correct. So they do recognize that you have to have a valid credit card in order to use the service. So now that we have an API key, what we'll do is let's go over here and go to dashboard. Now you guys might need to give Google like 5 minutes or something like that in order to set up the API. Now I'm logged in as my demo, so I'm gonna go ahead and log in as an admin. All right, and here we are back to our website. Now right here under classified listings, I will click on settings. I'll scroll down to the bottom and we have Google location, and then we have set API key. So I'll go ahead and click on save changes. Next, what we'll do is we'll go over here to the advanced section. I believe it's advanced, right? Or is it under tools or I think no, it's under miscellaneous. Yeah, miscellaneous right here. And we'll scroll down to the bottom of the page, and we're gonna go ahead and enter in the Google Maps API. Now you can also select a map zoom level. So you can select like how much you're zoomed in, and you guys can kind of toggle this on your own free time. Once that's done, you'll click on Save Changes. All right, so your settings have been saved. Now you guys might need to give Google like 10 minutes or something like that. It is not instant, so you might get this error. Here we can allow that. Looks like my locations is turned off, so you guys might want to make sure that your locations is turned on in order to test it. All right, so I waited just about maybe 2-3 minutes, and let's scroll down here, and voila. So now we have the Google Maps appearing. We can click on zoom out, and there you go. So now let's go ahead and go to our website right here, and let's just test out, if this works. Right here, now we have the location. If I click on this, it will then go ahead and automatically detect where I am instead of actually using the actual places. So you can see here how it's pulling up an address, kind of where I am in Thailand. So what I'll do first is I'll go ahead and take this off, just because we don't have any places in Thailand to search, and I will click on search. Now I will select a specific listing. We'll scroll down to the bottom of the page, and now you'll see that the address is there. So Google Maps is now working on your classified ads website. So that's just an option if you guys want to go ahead and add it to your website. Also remember that you have the search radius filter in the sidebar, and also the search where you can apply the radius for the sidebar and also your search bar. Make sure to like this video, damn it. I spent a long time making it. I really did. I'm glad you guys stuck with me to the end. This was a very big project on my part. It took me about 2 weeks to make this video, but I think you guys have everything you need now for your classified ads website. So I do wish you guys all the best of success. Make sure to like this video and let me know in the comments if you made it this far by telling me that my favorite beer is Modelo. They don't have it in Thailand though, so sad. But when I go back to America, I'll be sure to get one. So again, guys, congrats on making it this far. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you all in the next video, party people. All right, party people, congratulations on your new classified ads website. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I do my best to get to all comments. I can't guarantee it, but I'll try to respond to as many comments as I can. But this website looks great. You know, it's simple. The features are amazing. And you don't have to be like the next Yellow Pages or like the next Thumbtack. But as long as you like kind of get the ball rolling and you work your way up, that's all that matters. And if you make money from it, congratulations. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see all of you party people in the next video, guys. Take care.